night to all. Having intentions, higher intentions for yourself. Starts with everything and anything. From the people, from the places, and the things. Let's start with the things in your own sanctuary. Take everything out so that you can see what you have. Analyze everything. What you haven't been using, what you don't need. What's old. Just having too much of something. You have 5 quilts. For what? That can be donated. If it's just you, all you need is just 2. The most. So accumulating the unnecessary. You have to think about it in a way where just be in today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just have enough for today. And when tomorrow comes, we will deal with it. Don't hoard anything. Don't try to save things. You don't have to try. If it's meant, it will be. If you're supposed to have this something or this someone, it will be so. If God said that you are safe in Him, that you don't have to worry about tomorrow, then have faith. Why am I storing things? Where is that coming from? A place where I feel I need. A place where I feel I'll need. But I am okay today. I have enough for today. Why am I worried? Why am I so much in need of tomorrow? When tomorrow hasn't even come. Tomorrow's not even promised. Being intentional starts with taking care of what you do have. There is longevity, so that you won't have to have another one of this, another one of that. You would be able to hold on to it, make it last, instead of purchasing these things or having these things, hoarding them, putting them in the closets and the drawers. You look around at what you just analyzed, and you say, this is all I need. This is enough. None of this stuff goes back in the closet, in the drawers. No, it stays open. These material things are not meant to go deep within. They are supposed to stay on the surface. Just as I'm supposed to be using them if they're here in my presence. There's no reason to put them back in certain places. For what? They should be in use if I need them today. Another way to analyze your life and wonder if you're being as intentional. You think about the dream you, that version. And you ask yourself, does that version of me match the lifestyle I'm living? You ask yourself, does anything in this room align with my dream self? If it doesn't, take it away. It should be removed. No one can tell you but you. Everyone has different versions of what they see their dream to be. Rightfully so. No one can say that your dream is trash. What I will say is, I don't want to be living no one's dream. I don't want to be in no one's dream world. Who the hell dream world is this? But I am not, or anyone shouldn't, make you feel like your dreams are not enough because they don't match their own. But why would you want that? Why would I want someone to want my dreams because they want me? No. Want me because you want me, and my dreams are my dreams, and you still have your dreams because those are your dreams. That's it. We can coexist. We can come and meet. And when we meet, we can come together. But I can go back into my own place, in my own sanctuary, in my own dream state. I have no problem with it. The problem is you living someone else's dream, or to expect someone to follow you on your journey. Anyone wise would say, I don't want to resent you if I follow you, if I go with all that you want, all that you see your life to be. They wouldn't want to one day, inside of themselves, resent you. Of course, they would be resenting themselves, but they would hate you for it. And that is destruction. There's only destruction there. So it is important to follow your dreams, just as I will follow mine. If my life doesn't align with what you're looking for in the future, then yes, you go the other way. You continue on the journey that you look forward to. And I or anyone can't be so selfish. It calls for maturity. When you care for the person enough, love the person enough, like the person enough to let them go, to let them be, to leave them alone. Because you know that what you want for your life isn't what they want. What they need, you may not can give them. Everyone that you meet in life is significant in some way. You're going to connect with those souls in some way. Does it mean that you're supposed to be forever? It just means for that moment, for that lesson. And so you see it that way. And you say, we take what we've gotten from it, we can learn from it, and use it moving forward. So there's gratitude. Instead of forcing it and selfishness. Less time wasted. You just keep going forward. You keep everything clean and simple. no love lost, no love gained. That helps because it's better to know now than later rather than get too deep in your feelings. It saves you from all of those things. When you're intentional with who you are, what you're looking for, how you see your life going. So that's with people. That's with things. And then there's places. The places that all of that leads you to, leads you from. And then the place where you call your sanctuary, where you're intentional in clearing out, cleaning up continuously, trying to renew yourself again and again and again. The place is always changing, the sanctuary. It's never the same. The spirit isn't never the same. And as long as the spirit is allowed and has the freedom to move around, that will be enough until you're actually setting out on your journey into those places. That all of this practice, this intention will lead you to the higher things and places and people. This is all practice. The simplest way to live in this life is to think about how your soul would feel. You don't really have to think about it. Just feel. And if you don't like something, then believe it. If you're not feeling alright about someone, believe it. Instead of trying to figure it out, trust in your spirit. Why question your spirit? Why try to test them when it can save time? It's a spiritual maturity thing. This is big talk. Right? We no longer need to question these things, question ourselves, stay in places longer than we need to. We don't have to. We've done it, been there, felt it. It's horrible. It's not right. It's wasting of time, energy. It's unnecessary. We're going to only be hurting ourselves, disappointing ourselves. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be around these people. We don't have to talk to anyone if we don't feel we need to. The only thing that we have to do is go to work when we have to go, or when we sign up to go. Make sure we're there on time. Serve these undeserving people, and the ones that deserve it, they're all there. The weeds among the lilies. Be cordial with the authoritative figures that try to be, that try to paint this picture. Sit in this seat of fake strength and integrity. We have to be cordial with these people that are head over us. Though they're not better than us, they will try to be and act and be seen, but they're not. But we have to be cordial. And we have to be cordial with the ones that are working aside of us. That's the only thing. That's the only time we have to be cordial. We have to. Keyword, we have to. Because remember, we're getting paid for it. So we're depending on them. We're in someone else's house. So we have to be cordial. And if we're not, they cannot pay us. They can kick us out. That's it. Any other time, we don't have to do anything. We can stay in our house for 10 days straight. We can do whatever we want to do. People go on vacation all the time and just stay in a hotel for 2 weeks. What's the difference? As long as you're safe and sound, you're in good company, you're with God, rather than out there in those snares and those pits and those diseases. Yeah. Do what you want to do, honey. Who's to tell you different? Who's to tell you how you're supposed to dream? How your life should be? When you have to survive, and you gotta endure it, and you gotta pay your bills, and you gotta live your journey, and you gotta make it. Who else is gonna do it? So why would it matter? Why would I have to talk to you and you and you? I don't have to. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to see you. Do you know that? Do you know that you don't have to make friends? You don't have to have anyone. You don't have to have anyone in your corner. You don't have to speak to no one. You don't have to have quote unquote family. You don't have to. You see how that awakens you? You don't have to have individuals. Because what is family? What is friends? Individuals. You don't have to have it. Because listen, if they were family and they were actually friends, then that would mean something. But if they're not family, these individuals, and they're not friends, these individuals, then what are you expecting? What should they be expecting? Nothing. I spoke about this. There should be no expectation. It's just you, yourself, and your journey. How about that? I know that when I dream, that's exactly the alignment I see. Just me going wherever I want to go, when I want to go. All I have to do is reflect. And boom. That's exactly what it looks like, what it is. In those places, I am free from all of it. All of it. If I choose to hang out with someone, I can. But I don't have to, right? There's no obligation, there's no emotional strings, nothing. How freeing is that? You see? It's like having no access, going in and out. There's no door unless I want it. Unless I say appear. Picture that in a dream state. And you have no strings, so you don't feel anything. You just feel free. You feel at peace. You feel you. You feel like you're living your life. Finally. You can do that because you've always could. You see? But what was holding you? What was trying to attach to you? So many things. Burdens. So many things. So many burdens. Other people's burdens. Then putting their burdens on you. On you. In this world. So many things being attached to you. They're trying to attach it to your name, trying to attach it to your credit, trying to destroy you, trying to weigh you down, trying to prevent you from going up, higher, higher, higher. Talk about credit score, higher. Well, yeah, someone used your social security, using your name. Like, come on, get off me, right? You say to the spirit, like, get off me. You feel something heavy on your back, like, get off me, but you can't see it. Same thing. Like, just get off. Like, let me be. Like, let me go. Like, what are you trying to tell me? What do you want? What do these people want from you? What do the spirits want from you? You see? And so in that dream state, I just can be. I just can be. So much pressure, though. So much pressure until that door disappears. Because that's how it's supposed to be. It was never supposed to be this heavy, or it wasn't supposed to be burdensome. You were supposed to be able to live your life. It was never supposed to be this old dream state and this higher version. You were supposed to just be. But now there's just many versions. Now the tree is upside down. Now the world is twisted. Now you got to make it turn again. You got to try to remember that it's twisted and it's turned and it's crooked. You got to remember this. And then if you're strong enough and you're willing, you want to be the ones trying to help turn the world back over again. Come back to yourself and be one again. This philosophy wouldn't even be existing. But since it is, there's a meaning. There's a reason. And now this is the philosophy. And now you have the book of Alizé. I don't just speak for nothing. Day and night. Now it's this dream state. Now it's this, once upon a time, it used to be, I was a person. We were a people once upon a time. Now, because now it's not so dreamy, not so joyful, not so that version. Whoa. Trying to find it, trying to remind ourselves how to keep that state of being, not just mindset, but being it, so that we won't have to remember it. If we're having to remember a state of being, that's because we're not being it. We're just not naturally being it. So now it's be more intentional. Go into your soul. Ask yourself after remembering your dream state, your dream version, that you in that dream, the only place that you go outside of this other place, that place. When you come back to this place, does it match that place? And if it doesn't, what's so different? Can we try to rearrange things? Can we take some things away? Can we bring some things in? That's what it comes down to. Because you're trying to become that version. You're trying to remember it. And even if you can't really necessarily control becoming that version because it takes time, it takes God and His divine timing, but trying to remember that state, trying to clear your conscience, clear your space. So you say, would my dream self have this? No. Okay, so we don't need it. Give it away. And every time you clear it out, right, whatever your dream looks like to you, whatever that thing is, when you move it away or you bring it into your life, it keeps you in a state of remembering much more easier. That's it. That's it. I know we can't control everything. I know there's a reason why we forget. I know there's a reason why we're in this place, right? God is in control of this. There's a reason why. Yeah, we're trying to be free, right? We're trying to free ourselves, but really, we can never be free until He ultimately frees us. So what can we do in it while we are waiting? Trying to stay awake to it. It's one thing to be asleep in this place and not recognize that this is a state of sleep. This is a state of distraction. This is a state of not remembering. But once you remember, awaken, then you say, okay, I need to stay awake though. I need to not be so distracted. I don't want to be. Now that I'm out from this place, out from the pit, out from this addiction, detoxing from it, okay, I want to stay in this state. That's all that I'm saying. That's where we're trying to reach, at least. Still humble. I'm not over here about to really physically tear down no wall. No, this is their place. That's a hate crime. I ain't about to be arrested. They ain't about to be, touching me. What can I do for myself? How can I control myself? Again, they're not going to stop selling and trading. They're not going to stop producing these things. What can I do though? Can I stop buying from them? Yeah. Buying their poison that keeps me asleep, makes me feel heavy? Yeah. So that I can stay in this state of remembering. Yeah. That's being more intentional with your life, with yourself, because no one else can do that for you. Because no one else has the same eyes and ears and mind and belief and faith. No one has the same dreams. That's why you like things a certain way, they like things a certain way. Some person likes things, other people like nothing. whatever works for you, whatever keeps you remembering who you are. So, when it comes to people, places, and things, well, it's not easy. You don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to speak to no one. You don't have to have things. You don't have to. Keyword. You don't have to. It's okay. I know society says you have to. You should. You don't. You don't have to play that game. You don't have to. This is a situation where, no, you're actually wise to not play. Trust me. Remember, we've played these games. Do you want to play again? There's the clown. You want to play again? Yeah? You want to play again? Press start. Press it. Press it. I don't think so. I don't think you want to press start. You want to do a redo? Press redo. I don't think so. Let me tell you a secret. And it's not a secret, that's the secret. If they're approaching you and they're saying, do you want to start? Do you want to redo? That's telling you that you finished this game, that you completed it somehow, that you're not in the game anymore. But do you want to do it again? Do you want to restart? Do you want to redo? No. It's wise for you to say no. Don't play that game. You've had enough. You've been tested enough. We've played this game, this maze, this construct. We've been in it for I don't know how long. If you get the chance to finish and complete it, and they ask you if you want to start again, and you say yes, I rest my case. I'll pray. I'll pray for you, because I don't think that you understood. I don't think you thought about it. You were one of the lucky ones to escape it. This wasn't a case where you're going back to save folks. No, this was all you. Like, do you want to start again? Not, do you want to go back to save folks? No, you're starting again. Almost like you're going to start in someone's wound again. Learn all and everything again. And that's if you come to the realization and revelation. Because there's people that are 100 years old and still don't know a dang thing. Still have not learned their lessons. Still have not healed from their trauma. They're having kids and getting married and living life. I don't get it. And successful and have degrees. I don't get it. But this is the life, so going through that again. Nothing's guaranteed. Going through sickness and death and high chances of catching something. You want to go through that again? Dying off of diseases and cancers because of the poison that they're putting in all of it. And it's only getting worse. So you want to go through that again. You want to start over. And you don't know what family he's going to put you in. You don't know what color of the skin. You don't know how the world's going to judge you in this. But you want to start again. How horrific. You don't know what time period you're going to be in. What generation. You might just be that generation that dies and never sees the Son of God. But you want to start again. Yeah. You want to start again. You want to start again in a generation where I don't exist? Okay, start again. Redo. But just know I won't be there. No. No, sir. Good luck. This is a one-time thing. You only get one chance. And that's how you should see life. One chance. So you take it. You take the risk. The right risk. You see that? The right risk. Someone said, so you're going to risk being lonely than being with someone that ain't perfect, will cheat on you and maybe give you diseases and settle for that. I said, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fool. Yes, I will risk being lonely. So you'll risk not having children and growing old with no friends, no family. I said, hell yeah. If people can't respect you, can't be like family, they don't deserve access to me. So hell yeah. I will risk being alone with no kids and no quote unquote family physically. I got God. I will risk believing in something I don't see than I will risk believing in something that I can't see than things I can see that I can't believe in. I can't have faith in. I can't hope in. So yes, I will risk believing in something that's invisible, hoping in something that's invisible, having faith in something that's invisible. You will risk that? Yeah, I would, and I do. And I will continue. She weird, y'all. She weird. Okay, and depart from me now. Bye. You can leave. Leave me alone. She weird, y'all. Parasites. Just parasites. You would think that if you were so weird, so odd, that they would just disappear. Because that was the risk that I was willing to take. Like, I don't want whatever you got. I don't want whatever you come with. And I'm telling you that I don't want you. I'm telling you I don't want that. But you get the opposite reaction. It's like they start caring. You shouldn't care. I don't want you to. I don't want you. Can you be gone, Satan? She weird, y'all. She weird. Who are you? Who are they? Who are y'all? Like, now this is becoming something like you seeking attention and validation. Like, who cares? This was between me and you. You asked me, and I answered it. Now it's a y'all thing. Now you want people to see me, see who I am. For what? I just said I would risk being alone. And now you giving me what I just asked not to have. Are you okay? Are you weird? And I'm not asking they. I'm not asking y'all. I said, are you weird? You weird. You weird. But you see, they want to stay long enough. That's when they take that turn. Skirt. That's when they start turning other way. They don't want to hear what I got to say. You weird. Parasite. They started walking away. Yeah. Just like I asked the first time. Just like I risked the first time. You walking away. Thank you. Finally. That's why you never back down to these parasites. Because if you do, they'll take over you. They will override you. Right? Infestation. But once you start speaking that truth, once you give them a dose of their medicine, give them that reflection, you got to talk sense though. You can't just give them what they giving you. You can't talk nonsense. You got to use that you know, you just got to give them what they needed. Okay? I think people call it reverse psychology or whatever, but regardless, that's when they'll start walking away. That's when they don't want to hear it. They want to say what they say to make you feel some type of way. But you knew what they were doing. You caught on to it. You weren't having that. I wasn't playing with you. I got time. Because I'm already willing to risk it. You know what I'm saying? I'm already willing to risk it. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here for you. I don't care for you. I don't want you. And you already doing the most. Being weird. Actually being weird. So I got time. Matter of fact, then I stay here. And they start walking away. Yeah. I had to do a demon like that a few months ago. Try to step to my door. Already I was flabbergasted because people don't step to my door, you know? So I already knew it was an alarm already ringing off. And I told this story too. But long story short, this person was psychotic. It was written all over their flesh. You in my house? I said, excuse me? How can I help you? Mind you, this person is standing right in front of my door. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. And I just happened to be on my bed doing something, but it was silent. Nice sunny day. I hear something going through, like I just hear something. My window is cracked. My window is cracked open. So I hear something. There wasn't no knock at the door. I go to my window. I look through the blind. It's a psychotic demon. In the form of a woman. I said, how may I help you? Do you need something? That's what it was. I had heard my trash. I had my trash can out there, and I heard it close. So when I'm looking out, I see this psychotic person standing in front of my door. Her shoes is off. Her bags are on my chair, and she's just standing right in front of my door. I believe she twists my knob. I said, how can I help you? She's actually standing facing my door. I'm in my room. My window is facing the side of her. So she kind of freezes before she turns around to figure out where I'm at, where the voice is coming from. there's maybe a few seconds of silence. I said, how can I help you? You need something? Already knowing what this is, because this person looks psychotic. It's written all over their flesh. I already knew what it was. Never seen this being, this entity in my life though. So already I'm like, yo, where did this person come from? Like, we need gate now? Do we need a working gate? Because these zombies are roaming free. Especially when you go 10 years without any issue. It's like, hold on, what's changed? What's changed? Is the Sunan Solemn, did they break free? Did they break free? Cause you ain't stepping in front of my door. That ain't that shouldn't be the first place you go to. You know, you choosing doors. How are you choosing doors? What made you come here? Now here's the clue though. I'm a person that I like my windows open. I like my blinds open. I like it free. Like I live very suburban. I like it really free. But I don't think that day, I know I had my window open, but it was cracked. And then I think in my living room, I had like the fan in the window. Now, typically, well, let's say last summer, I would usually have my windows open, like my blinds, everything. So from the outside, it would just look dark. Like I've even had people from the leasing office that I didn't know at the time look through my freaking window. I even had one of them like twist the knot. I said, "Hello, yeah, someone lives here," just like that. They're like, okay, yeah, because it's like, first of all, you didn't announce yourself, you didn't knock, you didn't call if you was that curious, but trying to understand, give them a little understanding, even though they don't deserve any of it. They weren't even here to inspect my house. They were like walking by, or they were coming from upstairs showing the listing. And from the outside looking in, if it, I'm guessing they didn't see no blinds, they didn't see no curtains. So they're just like, it looked vacant from the outside. But instead of just knocking on the door or just going back to the leasing office and just checking to see if anybody lives here, or if it's still listing as someone vacant, um I'm sorry, if it's still listed as someone actually still in this apartment, just call me. But again, they were going off of um what you call it, just like, I guess, their pure instinct, and it was just wrong in how they handled it. You understand what I'm saying? So I gave them just as what you would expect. Uh, what did I say? I probably even said, um, see, this has been a while. I already talked about it, but pretty much I was just like, because they're whispering, they're just like, somebody live here. Somebody, mind you, I didn't even know who these people were, because they had regular clothes on. They're like, somebody live here. It was a woman and a man. The woman is looking through the window. I'm already uncomfortable. The man goes and twists the knob. Right then and there, it set me off, because I'm like, what are you doing? Oh. Step away from my door and don't touch my knob. Like, dead serious. Like, I don't even think I said don't touch my knob, but you get it. It was that energy, like, yo, what are you doing? Oh, it just, we were just checking, it just didn't look like anyone stayed here. I said, well, you could have handled it the better way if that was the case. And they walked away. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, I could understand maybe that's what drew this psychotic entity to my house. But no, I didn't have my windows up. Um, and here's the other thing though. This was daytime, so when it's daytime, I don't have my windows all the way up. I don't have the blinds all the way up. It's just that my curtains are black. So they seeing that there's no blinds and that it's just black. Even if there was no curtain, it still would sort of be black. But they, since they went up to the window and looked through, they couldn't see nothing because there was a curtain there. So it wasn't like, it was broad daylight and the blinds are up and there's no curtain. They could just see straight in. That's that's even spookier because now they know what I got, right? So no, I knew that much. Now at nighttime, that's something that I may like to do because I like to look out. I like to see the trees at night. I like the view. And I know that I'm looking out the window and I know, I can see everything. And they can't see through. They can't see in necessarily. So both of these situations were daytime. So I had to while I'm telling this story, I have to also mention that because I actually didn't have my blinds up. I didn't have my blinds up. So what drew her? Well, just probably that mm, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. I know that I have a chair in front of my door, a trash. It was at the time there was a trash can, and my bedroom window was cracked, but like cracked. It wasn't like wide open, right? Like yeah. And when I mean cracked, I mean like my window is not able to stay up on its own right now. I gotta actually get it fixed. So I had something to keep it open, like maybe like a rock or something. So the rock wasn't that big in length or width. So it was just cracked. Enough for her to hear me when I had asked her, like, do you need something? It wasn't wide open to where if I needed to pepper spray her, I could. No. No. Not at all. But best believe that would have happened. That would have happened. So yeah, so you wonder those things like what made you come to my door? I mean, knowing that she's a demon, like I get it, but still, it's like, oh, all right, we'll leave it there. So she turns around slowly, but she don't look like she looked manic, So she like, this my house. She's calm, like she's kind of calm right now. She's like, this is my house. Well, nah, she's not calm. She's actually loud. Mind you, it's like 9, 10 a.m. She's like, this is my house. I said, step away from my door. She said, get out my house. You paying this rent with my card. I said, step away from my door. I'm not gonna tell you again, pretty much like she was like, get your out my house. Like just sounding all weird. I said, I'm gonna call the cops if you don't leave from my door. She's like, this is my house. I said, okay, well, stay right here, stay right here. So I go grab my phone. Mind you, I'm very calm, so I'm giving her a chance. But I will call them, like, honey, no issue. So I want to see her reaction. I'm just like, all right, stay right here, stay right here. No, stay right here. right when I looked back, because I did actually grab my phone, she's walking away, but she ain't walking away quiet. She's like, you're, I think she said B or something like that. You know, she's walking away upset. You know, like she had to take her clothes, take her bags, like she was comfortable, pick up her shoes, like, goodbye, bye, bye bye. I didn't say that, but yeah. So I watched her. I stood in my window. Now I have to go into my living room to actually see where she's going. I stand there for about a good 10, 15 minutes just to see, like, you know, I wanted to like step out so I could see her, but I wasn't dressed. So I just watched her until I couldn't see her no more. And she was walking like down where the leasing office is, but then she comes back. She comes back, but she turns into someone else's uh, apartment. But that person was in their car, so I could tell the person was like something, something, and she just turned around. So she was going door to door. She just wasn't going to every door. And then she just kind of disappeared after that. But I'm like, oh no, you know. And it's, again, it was written all over her flesh. You could tell she was someone you got to be cautious about. She didn't look right. Let's just say that. She didn't look right. She didn't look right. She looked like a zombie, like infected. So, yeah, I never could just tell one part without telling everything. And then I'm like, okay, so wait, I was drawing this from what place? What made me draw this? Anyways, take what you can take from it. But yeah, just anyway, just having peace and quiet in your own sanctuary and being covered. You can take that. Just being covered and being in peace, you wouldn't trade it for nothing, right? Because there's these parasites out here. And that's the best way I can describe them because, you know, parasites, you know, are ultimately like filled with bacteria. You know, bacteria invades and spreads and causes issues and problems. And it's just, it's not, it's nothing that you need when your body's already having your body's already a natural organism. It has natural bacteria and healthy bacteria. So it's like, I don't need any more. I don't need any foreign bacteria. I don't need any other person's bacteria unless it's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly, right? His organism is my organism, species, we come together. Like that's the only, right? And we be for each other at that. We're not inviting other species. We're not inviting other foreign entities. That's crazy. Works. You should not be surprised if now there is set off in a reaction, adverse reaction. You shouldn't be surprised. So yes, parasites are not wanted. Zombies are not accepted. There's an X. That's a biohazard. Like, no. But they don't hear no. It's like they're out for blood. They're only out to infect. So it's like no. They don't respect. They don't answer to respect. For real, they don't answer to know those things. That's why, for me, like I'm about that life. If I have to be, like I don't play games. I just don't have to be about that life every day. I don't have to be about that life often. But best believe, don't underestimate me. Like, don't try me. Don't come invade my peace, for real, bro. Especially someone that has always had peace, been in peace for a long time. We don't know how to act. Yeah, we bougie with it. Like, don't try me. Like, if I tell you don't talk to me, don't talk to me, bro. Okay? Because that's not normal. It's like all this chaos, all of this, all of that you are. Like, I'm not used to it, and I'm not trying to get used to it. I will sacrifice and risk it. Like, don't play with me. Please don't play with me. Like, I'm trying to be cordial with you. I'm trying to, right? Like, come on. I'm trying to talk with you. You're not respecting me. You're not trying to hear me. So what do you expect me to do? What are you expecting? You want to get pepper sprayed. Because I'm trying right now. I'm trying to be cordial with you. Ain't nobody trying to be nice. Ain't nobody trying to be mean. I'm trying to be cordial. Because this ain't a situation where I gotta be mean or I gotta be nice. No, I'm trying to be fair with you because you really pissing me off. You really invading my peace. You really at my door. Unattended. Like, for what? And then you come in with all this energy, you're manic, you're psychotic. Ain't my problem, ain't my issue. You're grown too. Where your mother? Where your father? Where is your man? Now you over here commanding, demanding, feeling entitled, like I'm in your house. Women, demon, step away from the premises. Step away from the premises. Step away. Step the freak away. And I'm not going to tell you again. I will call the cops. That did it. I said, you know what? Stay right here. That's when she wanted to walk away. No, I said, no. I said, stay right here. Stay right here. Just like you've been standing here. She walked away. You effing. I said, stay right here. She didn't take all that. But this was just your house. But now you leaving. What you leaving for if this was your house? What you leaving for if you paid rent in this home? Me calling the cops shouldn't have ran you off. You must not be that crazy and psychotic if now you're running away and you were just so solid. And if you was knowing that you was solid and your explanation on why I need to get out this house because this your house, why are you running away, my nigga? So you ain't really crazy, right? You ain't crazy enough to stay, right? Yeah. See, I ain't got time. You deserve to be pepper sprayed just for acting stupid. Ain't nothing really wrong with you. You acting stupid. Anybody that would have stick their head out that door is crazy. I would have just pepper sprayed her through the vine. The freaking screen. Like, stop playing with me. You're tripping. So yeah, no sir. And that just brings up a whole nother topic chapter because you know there's these things happen every day, every second of every day. There's people invading someone's sanctuary, trying to, attempting to, every single day, every single minute. There's someone looking through someone's window, spying on them, peeping Tom, predatory, staring at children, plotting, scheming, every single minute, right? When they say, oh, there's always someone there, there's always someone watching. Just like there's always someone up every moment, every second of the day. Just like on this side of the world, it's supposedly nightfall, right? So supposedly we're all supposed to be asleep. I'm wide awake. Go to sleep who? Who tired? Who said that night is supposed to be for the sleep, for the dead? I said, well, I'm alive and I'm awake. Who said that only zombies roam at night? I said, well, I'm not a rat, but I'm in the city though. Like, come on, for real. But yeah, it's true. You know, we get the message. Like, it's always someone there. Like, even if you don't see them, you could just be, they just have maybe turned the corner right when you turned around. But it's always someone. Like, there's been plenty of times I walked out. You know, I haven't done many night walks this year or last year, but there's times where like I do, well, I don't have to take the trash. I don't have to walk to take the trash anymore. But yeah, I usually do it at night, right? Truth be told. And night could just be at 8 o'clock, 10, 11, even in the morning, 2, 4, because I'm up all the time. I'm up all types of hours. So regardless, that's just an example that, yeah, like there's times where I'm walking, I don't have to walk too far, but I don't see anyone. It's quiet, it's dark, but I still know that there's people up. Or there's times where I went and maybe it was 5 a.m., right? Still dark, and there's someone walking their dog. And this is just in my area. Now, of course, in other areas, there's probably multiple people walking their dog, multiple people just in and out of the neighborhood. But again, we get the message that there's always someone there. Just like how I could be standing right in the right in the window right now, looking out, and there's someone probably walking, and they feel that no one's watching. Well, I'm watching you, brother. You don't see me, but I see you. So it's happening. It is happening, and I want to give the glory to God, because boy, the things that you're privy to, the things that are happening in the world don't happen to you, and you're humble enough to know, like, you're not off limits. He doesn't show you partiality, but you're not over here trying to risk your life. Like, I'm not over here trying to seem all prissy and show off and dress provocative and be strutting and stuff. Like, I keep myself to myself. I could, but no, I don't have desire to do that. Like, I'm on my business. I don't be outside the way I used to. Like, literally in seasons of isolation, years of isolation, I'm content right now. But people be literally asking for it, and then want to plead the fifth and say, I could dress how I want to dress. Do you know where you at? Ma'am, let's cut the crap, bro. And then, how old are you? This is not no teenager that needs to learn this lesson. This is a grown folk that knows how the world is, know how men are, know how women are. Because women are kidnappers too. Women are predators too. Women are molesters too. Women are killers too. Want to keep going? It don't discriminate. Then you got men and women clothing, and women and, you get it, sheep's and wolf clothing. Same thing. Both genders. What are they flip flopping? Regardless, it's happening. Okay? You know better. You're grown. You have more experience. Even if it was a few experiences, you have more experiences than a child with certain people, right? Going out. You went out. Even if you went out twice in your life, you still went out to see how people have, what do they call it? Wandering eyes. You see how men can look you up and down. You see how you can look someone up and down. They watching you. Okay. Rightfully so. They're trying to get to know you. They're trying to see what you about. But someone's trying to figure out like what's their next plan. All I'm saying is there's no excuses. There's a difference between getting dressed up and looking nice and nice, fun for you, and for who you're with. Right? There's a difference between getting dressed up, looking nice, fun, for who you're with, for you, and for like where you're going. Like, okay, I'm going to a family outing. Let me look presentable. That's my intention. There's a difference when you're getting dressed up, looking fun, good, provocative though. You look good still. You look fun, but you're provocative. Like, woo, it's a little racy. Too much. Woo, you got everything exposed. We've all been there. Okay? Because we look good. We look fine. Okay? But what was our intention? Come on, stop playing with me. What's our intention? What was my intention when I did that? So the world could see it. See this fine. See this goodness. This good. But come on. We know better. So we shouldn't be surprised when under our comments they're provocative. Well, you was being provocative. That was the whole intent. If he says something off the wall, something crazy, something provocative, well, you're half dressed. You don't have no clothes on. What you expect? That's what you wanted. That's what they'll say. You say no, but your body's saying something else, right? You're showing your body. So now you and how you dress yourself is different. I'm sure you are, but that wasn't the intent that night, right? No, you and how you dressed yourself was in alignment. But now that you're caught up in a situation, you want to plead the fifth. Cut the crap. So anyway, we ain't got time for that. See, this is what we talk about in the courts. All this nonsense got stepped down to their level to explain what they already know. But we really don't have time for it because I could have summed it up and be like, cut the crap, you know better. Get out my face. Because it's just like there's nothing to explain. You already know what you do. You already know. And we know. Because we've been there, we've done that. Just like grown folks be like, look, we already lived that life. We already know what's up. There's nothing that you could tell me that I don't know or I haven't seen. I was a child once. I was a teenager once. But, parasites, right? Parasites. They're out here. Shoot, we could be parasites. You better watch yourself. Better humble yourself. Better tame yourself. control yourself. But yeah, like they're out here, and just like how like there's people that are living on the streets, they're out there. Just like any moment, whether they live on the streets or don't live on the streets, someone could be drunk, someone could just be having a psychotic breakdown and start going door to door and start, you want to be covered. Some Carl, like you gotta be strapped. But listen, I personally, I don't condone guns in a way. I said guns. I didn't mean to say that, but I don't condone it in a way where I wish that we didn't have it. I understand why there's an importance for it, but you know what happened to just straight up fisting? You know what I mean? Like, let's just fight it out. I don't want anyone hurt to where it's fatal. You can still knock someone out and that be it. But at least you know that it was fear. It was a fear fight in a way. Anyway, this is a freelance. You want to be covered, and you want to, of course, have some sort of protection, of course. But even if that's not the case, because your protection ultimately should be um, usually respect, right? Like people should respect your privacy, respect your sanctuary, and that be it, right? Like if you tell someone, move away from my door, leave at once, they should do it. But here's the thing: parasites invading people's mind. You know what I mean? Like it becomes zombie apocalypse. Now you got all these disorders. I mean, from the surface, you look at these people as crazy, out of their mind, like psycho. You know what I mean? But now you want to institute them, and now you want to diagnose them, and now they have all these things. But again, from the outside, they were the ones just trying to like rob, kill me, like invade my sanctuary, twist my knob, like not respect my privacy. Far worse things. I'm not trying to really detail. I already said kill. So these are the same ones that will do this. Run up behind you and just knock you out cold. Matter of fact, yeah. Push you on a train track. Unprovoked. These are the same ones that when they're instituted, now they're diagnosed with these things. Almost like giving them empathy. Like, oh, this is the reason why. This is the reason why this demon slaughtered this woman. This is the reason why, ma'am. This is the reason why he did so despicable crimes to this child. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Get out my face. Get out my face. That's why, personally, I could be everything. But I'm not trying to be no empathetic person to a demon that was out for blood and shed blood. But there's certain careers, right? The more higher you go up, right? Let's say clinical psychiatrist, something of those natures. You're over here able to diagnose these fools. I said, I'm not diagnosing this demon. That's the diagnosis, demon. Demon. And they don't deserve to be in an institution with regular people that got problems, actual problems. No, this person will be put in isolation. How about that? Until the demon has no choice but to come out of him. Because they can't shed no blood with him. They ain't no fun. They need a vessel. They need a working vessel that's going to do the work. Okay, well, throw him in the dungeon. Throw him in the dungeon. He'll have no choice but to ponder on the things he's done. The spirit won't want to reflect on that. He's gonna cast himself out. And you ain't not heard that before, you know. You ain't not heard that before. Done cast himself out. Made history. But it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So again, stop playing with me. Because you really playing with me. You're a clown right now. That's what I'm saying. You're a clown right now. But you got this degree and you in this office all doctorly. Like, I said all doctorly. All doctorly. Whatever. All doctrined up. Like, you're a clown. You're a clown, man. Like I said, I get it. I'm gonna go all the way up. If I'm gonna go for a field like that, I'm gonna go all the way up because you don't really make much. And then that's the only way you can actually have your own office and your own thing that you got going on. So yeah, I'm gonna go all the way up. But that's the thing. I'm gonna work for me where I'm not diagnosing you. I'm not gonna just prescribe you this medicine. Doctor who? No, just call me by my first name. Call me Alize, and I do what I do. I don't do what they do. They gonna send you to the institute. I'm sending you to the dungeon. How about that? I'm sending you to the dungeon. And you wonder why in these movies they break out these institutes and slaughter everybody in that hospital. Come on now. You're tripping. Our CNAs need to be protected. CNAs, I stand with you. You are appreciated. You're tripping. Protect the CNAs. Protect the aides. How about that? Protect the aides. Protect the caretakers. Especially them. Because they be the first ones and the last ones out. Dealing with these demons. Stop playing with me, clown. Like I said, in my office, wherever I am in my sanctuary, because it don't matter where I'm at, I'm always working. But when I step in their places, they so-called sanctuaries, it's all doctorly, like it's an office. Lady, stop trying to play a role. What's all these books? You don't even read all these books. Stop it. What are you doing? That's what I'm saying. What are you doing? You're writing slips for what? Prescription. You ain't dealing with no regular person. This is a demon. You need to throw him up exorcist. You need to throw him in dungeon. You need to lock him up bound, chains, muzzle. You don't know what you're dealing with. Shoot, I might be in the wrong career. Where the divinities at? Where are the exorcists? This is what we're dealing with. That's why in the movies they don't be understanding. And then the priests and all of them gotta tell them, listen, you dealing with some type of entity. Drugs and liquor crosses ain't gonna do nothing to this demon. Okay? You're not dealing with someone that just got a brain infection, a chemical imbalance. You're not dealing with that. But they don't have that belief. And even if they do, they so doctrinated and they got to go by the book because that's where they're getting their coins from, that they say, listen, this is our procedure. I said, well, listen, if you care for everybody in here, you will hand this demon entity over to us. You're going to have to step out on faith today. Okay, amen. Amen. You're going to have to step out on faith today, doctor. You're going to have to step out on faith and not on science today. Yeah, today. Not tomorrow, today. Right now. Right now before the clock hit 12. That's when listen, it's almost 3 a.m. Listen, right now. Okay? Show me where he is. Show me where this entity is. Because we don't have much time. It always ends up being right when the exorcist and the priest come. It's like you only have 2 hours left. Like showtime. Like right when they enter through that door. It's like you see, it makes sense. Right when the priest come, they feel it. They about to show the freak out. They about to act a fool up in here. So we telling you like, look, we gotta act fast, right? And so usually when we make our way to wherever they have this entity, before we even step in, he already know who we are. Hello, Alize. And you know us, we ain't surprised because again, we know who we dealing with. The person with many names. But that doctor, you know, those poor healthcare workers and all, you know, bless up. Bless up the AIDS. The AIDS, right? The AIDS, poor AIDS. They wondering like, dang, how he knew that? How he knew your name? The demon in that person even said it. He said, you don't know who this is? He's talking to the fellow health care workers. You don't know who this is? And I do? Because listen, they're wondering how he knows me before he actually sees me. You see, it doesn't take for him to see me to know who I am. Right? That's what they're wondering because again, they're only surface level. Listen, it was already hard enough for me to even be granted access to him because these people don't step out on faith. They are stepping out on science. They're putting their hope in science, right? They're putting in hope in the flesh, what they can see. So the entity, before I even step in, before I even can get in there, say something, the entity's saying, you know who this is? This is a doctor where I'm from. What you consider a doctor. Because mind you, they have their doctors. I have no degree. I'm no priest. I'm none of those things here. But the demon recognized who I am. Because where he's from. He's not from this place. But the eyes, the human eyes can't see those things. You have to know those things. He knows those things. He says, Alize is a doctor. We might not call it doctor up there, but from what they can understand, because let's call this doctor, the doctor that I had to inform about this entity, that he ain't no regular patient that's coming in with just an infection of the brain, of the blood, that's making him act crazy. Because you know, you can even have a UTI and now you acting delusional. Crazy, right? Crazy works. No. So we're gonna name this doctor Dr. Susie. Hey Susie. Hey girl. Hey girl. We're called. Oh, alright. So Dr. Susie is a doctor. Right? Rightfully so. Did the work. You know what I'm saying? Did that physical work, girl. Shout out to you. So we're going to call her Dr. Susie. So he says, mind you, we're not even in the cell yet. Yeah, we're not even in the cell yet. So the entity, because we don't call him but what he is. And he got many names. So this demon is saying, well, hello, Alize. To enact this scene out, we step in front of his cell. There is a slot and a square glass where he can see out of and I can see in. He knew that I was in this place before I even came to his actual cell. But right when he seen me, I looked in and I made eye contact. He opened the slot, right, where you can give food and he can take his meds and he can hear if he needs to hear. That slot was opened. He was sitting down on his cushion, whatever they have in there. Y'all spoiled in there. They gave you a cushion. But anyway, he was in there. He said, well, hello, Alize. Everyone said, how he know you, girl? The aide was like, how he know you? He knew you was coming? I said, no. I don't know. From the physical, I don't know him. I've never seen him in my life. I've just heard of him. Right? I read his sheet. It has made my attention. Right? Being who I am. Who am I? That's the question. That's the number one question. And so here he is. He says, do you know who this is? Do you know who Alize is? Dr. Susie, this is a doctor. This is a doctor where I'm from. The police officers start coming. Everyone starts surrounding the cell. Before we even go in, before we even need to do anything, everyone starts coming. There's a police officer. There's an attorney. There's a priest. There's the doctor. There's the aides. He says, each and every one of you today, right now, even me, he says, even me has the privilege to know who this woman is. The woman that stands before us, humbly speaking. Listen, even the entity himself can't help but to praise me, but to give me all that I am, the truth. We're all in the presence of what you all call yourselves to be. She is all of those things. Not here in this world, but in the world soon to be. The world where I'm from. The world before this one, and the world after this one. I know who this is. And she knows who I am. So everyone's mumbling among each other, of course. But I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and he smiles. And I shake my head, I say, You have found yourself here, among these people, in this person's body, torturing them. Get your fuck, It's one of those situations, get. Acting, you need to be, So, yeah. To people, they fear this entity. And like you fear what you don't know. And not to say that the entity is not scary and don't have power and is not here to kill and destroy. No, it's here. It's here to kill and destroy. It's dangerous. It's scary. It's that boogeyman under the bed. It's that entity, lurking to devour. It sure is. But understanding that when you have power and dominion too, and where you are from, and who's behind you, and who's in front of you, there's no fear there. Just like he respects me and he knows me, he has no choice but to bow down to me, even though I don't need it. His soul knows the truth. He's below me, but down here, he has his power. He has fear. He has people energy. He has them, crippling. So to just finish this little story that I'm making, we take him, of course. Yeah, I'm not playing with you. Let's go. Of course he's in shackles. Now, can he break out of these shackles? Of course. It won't be surprising when you watch a movie and they're just strong, stronger than all the things. So yes, I'm already knowing this. The mere humans don't know. They're usually just surprised when it happens, and then it's too late. It's too late. That's why you got to get the right people for the right procedures. Ma'am, this is an exorcist, Susie. You ain't dealing with no regular human. So yeah, they got him in shackles. And if I wasn't there, he would have broke out. But I said, you're gonna get your butt in that. Okay, you gonna get in there. So he goes. He said, all right, all right. You're probably wondering why he obey you. Shoot, they love me. What do you mean? They can't hate. Listen, they can't hate but love me. Like it just is what it is. Hey, you ask them. You ask them. I just know they clearly. I mean, who can hate me? Who wouldn't love me, right? But who couldn't really truly respect. But anyway, so we take him. People wondering, did y'all take him to a church? Hush. No, we took him to the dang dungeon. Was it under the church? Good one. Good one, Carl. Now that was a good one though. No, it wasn't. It wasn't under a man-made church because it ain't blessed. You heard? It's not blessed. It's not sacred. That's one of his houses. Okay, so don't be surprised if he under the church and some of the priests is working to unleash him. Pause. Are you kidding me? No, we put him under the dungeon. Shoot, someone said in your house. Listen, don't try me. I mean, we could though. We could. That's a good one. That's a good one. But no, not in my house. Not in my house. Someone said a cemetery. You know what? We could do that. We could do that. We could do that. We can actually do that. Because what is a cemetery really though? Because a cemetery just means that there's many bodies, there's many souls and things down there, skeletons. That's what makes it a cemetery. Because it's just land, but bodies, full of bodies. But just know it's nothing special. It's just somewhere isolated, right? And so your mind thinks underground somewhere. Possibly, 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 right? Like a bunker. Possibly. in a tunnel, possibly, right? But just know it's in a dungeon, bound in a dungeon somewhere. He can't get out, honey. He can't get out because only I know where he is, and none of his people do. Because again, we're not in their buildings. We're not that foolish to trust in man, right? To trust in a regular police officer, a regular human attorney, a doctor. You see, because they don't know what they dealing with. They would have took him to jail, and then poor souls in the cell with him. Poor souls, they would have been slaughtered. The police chief would have had no chance. You would have found his car in a ditch somewhere because they got him locked up in the back, supposedly got the car seat lock on, like that was gonna do something, like that thin glass separating the two was gonna hold. Poor soul. Yeah, y'all don't know who y'all dealing with, because it's many of those. It's many of those in that body. You know, literally call Whoville. Like whose man's is this? Whose man's? Like whose is who? Who is this? Whose is this? Like many, many they call them. Many names. Right? Like just like many personalities, many. He says, there's many of us. Yeah, many. But y'all still worrying about just the basic things. We ain't got time for that. He just said it's many of them and we got many names. Why are you trying to worry about here go this psychologist? Well, what are the names, honey? Okay, so Oscar, Tony, Carl. Yeah. Carl, that shit. No, but that's what I mean. It's like we ain't got time for that. This ain't no regular person with a split personality. Move out my way. Like this takes extreme measures. Like I'm trying to be cordial with you. It ain't here go again with the sensitivity. This is not a time and place to wonder if I'm being mean or nice. We're trying to be cordial and fair. You don't know what you're dealing with, man. Well, your tone was not professional. I don't work for you. And that's the reason why you shouldn't and you're not supposed to when you're dealing with things like this and you're working for the king. Because it ain't traditional and it's unconventional, the things that we deal with. That yes, may not be what you see in the professional setting. This has nothing to do with what you know. No statistics, no mathematics, nothing can save you from what's in the spirit, sent here to destroy you. Terminator. You better hope. You better hope you got a Sarah Collins. You better hope. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there.